Bitcoin's been the #1 performing asset of all the possible treasury assets. If you contrast it to the S&P index or NASDAQ or gold or silver or bonds, you couldn't have done better than to have selected Bitcoin. And MicroStrategy's stock has actually outperformed Bitcoin as of just a few days ago. So I think Bitcoin was up like 140%.
Michael Saylor, an American entrepreneur and one of the co-founders as well as the executive chairman of MicroStrategy, passionately champions the Bitcoin standard. Michael Saylor exhibits a bullish outlook on Bitcoin, recognizing its potential as a digital safe haven for investors. Michael posted a tweet, "Bitcoin is king." Over the years, the SEC, along with other governing bodies, has made efforts to curb illicit practices within the crypto sector. However, their intensified crackdown gained momentum following the downfall of the FTX crypto exchange in November 2022. During an earnings call, Michael emphasized that Bitcoin is the sole genuine safe haven for institutional investors. He stated that Bitcoin stands as the universally recognized digital commodity, making it the ultimate secure investment for those seeking a reliable sanctuary. As an investor, Michael believes that Bitcoin is the optimal choice to safeguard and preserve one's assets in today's volatile market landscape.
Right now, the SEC has an initiative to bring crypto exchanges into regulatory compliance. And I think as those exchanges start to register with the SEC, that'll be a big deal and a big milestone forward. I think that that'll open up the path and the door for Bitcoin spot ETFs, and that'll be a big deal. And I think as we see more guidance coming from the FDIC and the Treasury on how banks can custody Bitcoin, I think that'll be a big deal. So I think those milestones are all ahead of us, but I think we can expect them all to come in time, and the writing is on the wall. So as each of those takes place, then I think you'll see more and more corporations adopting Bitcoin as a treasury asset. I think the good news there is Bitcoin is ready for it. In order to be the open, permissionless, ethical protocol for monetary transactions on a global basis, you need to be a commodity, an asset without an issuer. And that's what Bitcoin is, due to the legacy of Satoshi. But if you want to be technically sound, you need to be an extremely well-engineered decentralized protocol. And so Bitcoin is extraordinarily well-engineered with that stable block size capped at the 4 megabytes. At the 10-minute block frequency has proven to be very stable. The extremely decentralized node network and the extremely well-developed Bitcoin mining network creates a very, very stable, sound base to run a digital monetary network.
The Lightning Address Protocol revolutionizes Bitcoin transactions by enabling users to send funds via the Lightning Network using wallet identifiers that resemble traditional email addresses. The Lightning Network serves as the second-layer scaling solution for the Bitcoin blockchain, specifically designed to optimize and expedite the process of conducting Bitcoin transactions. According to a New York Times report, the United States is currently home to 34 major Bitcoin mining operations. This indicates a significant presence and growth of large-scale mining facilities in the country.
If you go to J.P. Morgan's library in New York City, you'll see that J.P. Morgan had a fascination with ancient seals. And he has a collection of these seals from thousands and some 3,000 years old. And they're little rollers. And 2,500 years ago, if you wanted to sign a document proving that it was authentic, you would create the document, you would seal it with clay or with wax or something, and then you would roll this roller over it, and that's like your private key. And the public key was the actual seal that anyone could authenticate with their eyes. And of course, it's easy to authenticate. It's the sign of the wolf. It's very hard to reproduce it because they're very intricate little rolling seals. And that's why J.P. Morgan was fascinated with it. him being the greatest banker of the time, he's very interested in sealing authentic documents. Now, public key, private key cryptography, was the reinvention of that in a much more mathematically precise way thousands of years later, and that's the basis of the Bitcoin network. And partly, the first part of it is, how do I seal something with my private key? And the other part of the Bitcoin network is in, how do I inscribe that transaction on a decentralized network that is immutable, that is tamper-proof? And Bitcoin represents that network today. And the security of that Bitcoin network, it comes from a number of things. One thing is the highly decentralized nature of the nodes that store that blockchain. The second thing that secures a network is the network of Bitcoin miners. And the Bitcoin miners represent digital power. They are generating 350 exahash.
In terms of Bitcoin, the main concept revolves around it being a reliable store of value, comparable to precious metals like gold and silver. Its primary objective is to safeguard investors against two significant challenges that arise from the traditional fiat-based financial system. The limited supply of 21 million coins offered by Bitcoin serves as a protection against inflation, which constantly diminishes the worth of fiat currency through increased production. Michael made a tweet, "Bitcoin is demonetizing gold." Despite his company's significant paper losses of nearly $1.3 billion from holding the cryptocurrency last year, Michael Saylor remains highly optimistic about Bitcoin as a digital safe haven for investors.
When Satoshi capped the amount of Bitcoin at 21 million and gave us this beautiful halving protocol of cutting the block rewards in half every 4 years, right? And that last piece can't be understated, because you can theoretically create a digital commodity, a Doge coin, if it was theoretically decentralized, or some other cryptocurrency. But if you don't cap it at 21 million, and if you're not sure that it's truly decentralized and no one can ever break that cap, what you've got is a digital commodity which is going to increase in supply from time to time, like Dogecoin increases in supply. You don't have digital scarcity. And a digital commodity is better than an analog commodity. I would rather have $1 billion of a digital oil than $1 billion of oil. But a digital scarcity is better than a digital commodity, because what I'd really rather have is something, I don't want digital gold, I want digital gold where you can't make any more gold ever, right? And gold isn't that. You can find infinite gold in the universe. So I want something which is not digital gold. I want a digital sequentially numbered 21 million gold coins and no more forever.
Bitcoin is the dominant digital monetary network. MicroStrategy's Lightning would allow businesses to reward their customers at the speed of light. The Bitcoin advocate also noted that the crypto market needs to mature. To wrap up our discussion today, we invite you to leave your thoughts in the comments section. If you found this content useful, please show your support by giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel for the latest news and videos. Thanks for joining us.